What's up, YouTube? Back with another banger. Your boy Nazsir is cooking right now. We're gonna be reacting to another video. You know what I'm saying? It's called what's it called? Hold up. It's called Disturbing Mystery Still Unsolved Today. We're gonna be taking a look at this. You feel me? Let's go.
Some cases don't just go cold. They
Right?
get weirder the longer you look at them.
Makes-
Witnesses who vanish, evidence that contradicts itself, investigators who walked away with more questions than answers. Today we're covering mysteries that have never been solved, and in some cases it may never be. We'll start with the strange and work our way to the truly bizarre. So the goal, guys, is 2.5.
Imagine like these people are just like in another country, like with a new name and just like living out like their life like completely normal.
End of 2026. It is crazy, but it would mean the world if you subscribe. I will do my very best to put out the.
I wish I had 5 million subscribers.
I'm Visual Venture.
Even 1 million subscribers.
The lady with crystal blood.
Ooh, lady, crystal blood. Sell her blood, man. Make it millions.
Doctors are trained to recognize almost every major illness, but in February 1994, a woman arrived at a hospital with symptoms that didn't.
Or is she musty or something? Somebody smell like
match anything in medical textbooks. Her blood contained strange white crystals. The air around her smelled like garlic, and when doctors got
so she smelled horrible.
Close to her, they began collapsing. She was nicknamed the Toxic Lady, and for years
Somebody smell like shit. No, I'm joking.
People have tried to understand how she became a walking public health hazard. The Toxic Lady's real name was Gloria Ramirez.
Just take a bath, bro.
Cancer, and she was taking medication for it.
Oh no, my bad.
She was rushed into a California emergency room. Her condition was critical. Doctors tried to stabilize her condition, but then they noticed something unusual about Gloria's skin. It had an oily, shimmering glow.
My skin has an oily, shimmering glow. You just can't tell, because I gatekeep the products I use.
People in the emergency room take note of this and mention that it looks too thick to be sweat. However, they just assume that she's coated in some kind of lotion or oil.
It was strange, but not alarming. Then they drew blood. Almost instantly, a strong ammonia-like smell filled the room. Some staff said it smelled like garlic. The blood itself looked wrong. Floating.
Maybe she just likes eating garlic, man.
Inside the samples were tiny white crystals, and things went from bad to worse. The nurse handling the blood sample suddenly felt dizzy. Moments later, she fainted. Another nurse picked up the sample. She also became lightheaded.
A medical student who had also handled the blood sample.
Bro, dang, bro. Is she like what, contaminated?
The room and fainted a few minutes later.
Now, 2 medical workers were unconscious. Then a third nurse in the room passed out. When they regained consciousness, they had alarming symptoms,
including the sensation that their skin was burning, muscular twitches, and being unable to move their limbs.
Bro, this lady's a public hazard, bro. Put her in like a hazmatic suit.
Nurses who didn't pass out began to feel sick. In total, 23 of the 37
23.
staff
Jesus.
developed symptoms.
Dang, bro. Yeah, bro. She's. Man, just lock her up, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. She got to be locked up.
What started as strange was now dangerous. Doctors treating Gloria had to wear hazmat suits for.
That's what I said.
And they
That's what I
didn't
said.
know what they were protecting themselves from.
What the happened to Gloria Ramirez that caused her to secrete this mystery toxic substance that affected 24 people?
35
I don't know.
minutes after arriving at the hospital, Gloria Ramirez passed away. The emergency room was immediately evacuated. Gloria's body was treated as a possible chemical threat. One medical officer called her a public health hazard.
Like, so they cremated her body? Hey, rest in peace, Gloria, though.
The mystery didn't end with her demise. They needed to perform an autopsy, but they used full hazmat gear to be safe. Doctors worked for hours, yet they found nothing that could have caused Gloria's passing or the emergency room symptoms. The case quickly gained public attention. As usual, the internet had theories.
One of the most widely accepted theories about the event centers around Ramirez's cancer medication.
Some experts believe
Maybe it was her cancer medication.
her cancer treatment caused a strange reaction in her body.
And how they may have led to chain reactions.
Like, say that the cancer mutated, right? Like, the pills mutated into, like, created a new type of blood.
Resulting in poisonous gas.
She developed a quirk. She just had a quirk.
However, standard medication should not create toxic gas. That gave rise
She
to
just
another
created a quirk,
theory,
bro. It's just that her body couldn't handle the quirk like Deku's body couldn't handle one fall.
putting something else into her body.
Amateur
Drugs.
internet detectives
Yeah, my
theorize
fault.
Ramirez may have been self-medicating or seeing a shady doctor for quack treatments.
Quack. Quack. That thing whack. Quack, whack.
Inhaling dangerous chemicals.
Others believe no toxic gas was present at all. People
They're lying.
were just imagining things.
Their theory was that whatever
Maybe everybody in the hospital was drunk. You know what I'm saying? High. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what happened.
blood that had that smell triggered a panic attack that just sort of traveled around the room.
Maybe.
In that version, the fainting was mass hysteria. More than 30 years later, there is still no reliable scientific explanation. Gloria's body was eventually returned to her family. A few weeks later, she was laid to rest, but the question has never been buried. What happened inside the emergency room in February 1994? This next
Bro, I don't know, bro. She just started emitting poisonous gas from her body. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she had to take a horrible fart. Maybe she just took a fart, bro. I don't know, bro.
case is about a person who destroyed people's lives without ever showing their face. The secret letters.
Destroy people's life. Cyberbullying?
Circleville was a small, quiet town in Ohio.
How is it gonna be called Circleville? It's not. It's not even a circle. Stupid owl boy. It should be called Ovalville. Or irregular pythogram. Nah, I'm gonna shut up. Regular polygon. No, irregular polygon.
Ohio. But one day, people
Ville.
started getting
Irregular Polygonville.
strange letters in the mail. No one knew who sent them, but the writer claimed to know everyone's deepest, darkest secrets.
Cat.
And because of the information in those letters, tensions rose and it ended in tragedy. The anonymous letters started arriving in 1976. They followed the same pattern. Residents opened their mailboxes
Right.
and found envelopes with no return address. The words inside were written in messy block letters, almost like a child's handwriting. Each letter was filled with accusations.
Receives bizarre threats.
Bro, this is just some guy trolling, bro. He just sent multiple letters trolling, bro. And people do this all the time.
Threatening letters from someone who somehow knew every salacious detail of their personal lives.
Some letters
called stalking.
accused city officials of embezzling money. Others claimed
Yeah, that's probably just a guess, bro.
people were violent with their spouses. One letter even
Me?
accused someone of murder. The writer did not only send letters to the person being accused, they mailed copies to spouses, employers, and even local newspapers.
Wait, so is he doing a bad thing or a good thing? Because he's saying technically what he's naming are crimes, so technically isn't he doing all of us a favor?
No one knew how much of it was true, but the accusations were enough to destroy reputations.
The letters cost people their jobs, their marriages, their freedom, and sometimes their lives.
Neighbors suspected each other of spying. Circleville became a tense and paranoid
Moving out.
town. Over time, one thing became clear. The writer seemed obsessed with one person. That person received more attention than anyone else.
Is she bad?
Her name was Mary Gillespie, a local school bus driver. Mary lived with her husband, Ron, and their children. Most people saw her as quiet and devoted to her family.
Does she have a hairline?
In March 1977, she received a letter accusing her of an affair. The man she was supposedly cheating with was Gordon Massey. He was the school superintendent and
Maybe he was cheating. Ooh, shoot. Imagine, like, you find out your wife was cheating from a secret letter in the school superintendent.
technically her boss. The letter warned Mary that if she didn't stop the affair, she'd face dire consequences.
So, Mary, were you cheating?
Mrs. Gillespie, stay away from Massey. Don't lie when questioned about meeting him. I know where you live. I've been observing your house.
Alright, see,
Mary
okay.
and
That's kind of over. That's kind of doing too much now.
Gordon were married. The accusation alone could destroy two families. Mary tried to ignore the letter, but the writer didn't give up. Weeks later, Mary's husband Ron began receiving letters too. They described the alleged affair and urged him to take violent action.
Mr. Gillespie, your wife is seeing Gordon Massey. You should catch them together and kill them both. He doesn't deserve to live.
Cat, bruh.
Ron confronted Mary. She denied the affair and he chose
Merch, I ain't cheating on you.
to believe her. But the letters kept coming, and the tone became more threatening.
Well, he got letters saying that if he didn't do something about this affair.
Bro, why you care, bro? If I'm cheating, I'm cheating. I don't want all of it in my business for what? You don't get paid to do this, bro. You're not getting paid, bro. What are you, Mr. Save-A-Hoe? Like, what, bro? You're not gonna do anything, bro. Are you gay? You gay? Because why are you, like, why is you doing this, bro? Is you a, like, did I, like, Did I take your hallway crush?
There, his
Man.
life would be in danger.
We know what kind of car you drive. We know where your kids go to school.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Wanted Ron to end the life of the man his wife was allegedly seeing. For months,
See, like, I would never, like shooting a girl. I mean, shooting a guy, like, ending a guy's life over a girl, man. Like, you could go to prison for, like, your whole life. And guess what? She's gonna be cheating the whole time. She probably not even gonna care. She gonna be like, something, well, dang. Easy pickings for me. So, like, no, bro. Like, why would you even think about killing a boy over a girl? It's never that deep. Like, sure, bro, you might love her, but, like, if you're willing to kill somebody over her, bro, that's crazy. Unless it's self-defense, but, like, if she's cheating and you kill the guy, like, bro, what? You insane?
Ron refused to act.
You going to go to prison for at least 20 years over something so stupid as that? You acting like he knew that your girl was cheating. It's not his fault. And even if he did, that's your fault, bro. If your girl's gonna cheat, just let her cheat, bro. Just move on, bro. She's not the one for you. Simple as that. And now guess what? You're in prison. You think your girl's like magically gonna stay loyal, bro? She's gonna be cheating like crazy now.
Then came August 19th.
Because now you're nowhere to be seen.
Was home with his daughter. He received a phone call. No one knows exactly what was said. After hanging up, Ron told his daughter he knew who was behind the letters. He said he was going to confront the letter writer.
Enraged, he picks up gets in his truck and drives off.
No one knows where Ron went, but an hour later, the town received bad news. Ron was found lifeless inside his pickup truck. There were no witnesses, but it looked like Ron's truck slid off the road and rammed into a tree. Tests showed his blood alcohol level was far beyond the legal limit. Authorities ruled the crash an accident.
So he was driving under the influence.
But one detail
DUI.
It had to do with Ron's firearm.
But they found that he had fired one shot out of his.
Probably testing out his aim. Probably got scared.
They don't know who he was shooting at or what.
Probably an animal.
But he fired a shot before he crashed.
Ron used his firearm that night, but no one knows at whom or at what. Did Ron confront the letter writer? That question was never answered. But even after Ron's passing, the letters continued. The writer continued.
So I'm guessing the letter is not. So the letter writer is probably still fine.
Accusing Mary of having an affair. One letter was sent to the local newspaper. The situation turned into a public scandal. Then Mary made a confession. She admitted she was in a relationship with Gordon Massey, the man she was accused of.
So you were cheating? Oh, okay. Wow. Hey, my boy Ron, bro, you did him dirty. That's messed up, man. That's messed up.
Cheating with, but Mary said the relationship started after her husband's demise.
So you waited until he died, and he died because of this guy, and you still cheating with him? Bro, girls just be lying, bro. Just stop lying.
Maybe she figured the letters would stop after her confession. Instead, the messages became more extreme. The writer accused her of destroying families. One letter even mentioned Mary's daughter.
How's your little girl? Will she grow up to be like you?
Man.
Kendrick Lamar and Drake, back in the day.
Absolutely.
If Kendrick Lamar and Drake were neighbors and weren't rich and famous.
What a crazy letter.
The writer wrote, "It's your daughter's turn to pay for what you've done."
This is the daughter. Say what now? Me? Me no. You are crazy.
Then, in February 1983, the situation turned deadly. One day, Mary was driving her usual bus route. She noticed a handmade sign on a fence. The sign contained a vulgar message about her daughter. Believing it was from the letter writer, she stopped the bus. She got out and tried to remove the sign. Behind it was a small box. She opened it. Inside was a firearm. The weapon was rigged to fire when the sign was pulled away, but it malfunctioned. If it worked, Mary could have lost her life. She took the box and the weapon to the police. Investigators examined the firearm. They were able to restore the partially filed off serial number. And the weapon was traced back to a man named Paul Freshour. He was Mary's brother-in-law. Paul denied any involvement. Still, he was charged with attempted murder because the weapon belonged to him. He was found guilty and sentenced to 7 to 25 years in prison. Many people believe the case was solved. They thought Paul was the secret letter writer, but even while he was behind bars, the letters kept coming. The writer was still out there. The letters continued until 1994. Then they suddenly stopped. Nearly 18 years passed since the first letter. To this day, the writer's identity remains unknown, and many questions remain unanswered. This next
Dang, bro, so you just locked up my boy Paul for no reason?
mystery is about a man who vanished without a trace.
Bro goes to the world. He's gonna come back like he's gonna come back after his hyperbolic chamber training and be like a Super Saiyan, man.
A man was missing for 30 years.
Yeah, but Rang.
Then he came back. He was wearing the same outfit he had on when he vanished. He looked confused and distant. When his family asked where he was for 30 years, his answer made no sense at all. In 1991, Vasile Gorgos was a 63-year-old man in Romania. He lived on a farm with his family and raised cattle. Every now and then, he would travel for business. That year, he prepared one more trip to another city. He got out of bed, fed his cattle, and went to the train station. He told his family he would return in a day or two. However, Vasile never came back. Given his age, his family grew worried. They reported him missing, but the police weren't able to find any leads. Weeks turned into months, months turned into years, and years turned into decades. Vasile was 63 when he vanished. As time passed, his family accepted that he was no more. They began holding a yearly memorial service in his honor. 30 years went by with no answer.
So, you know, I got tired of you boys and girls, so I left and started my own family in Romanium, and yeah, and I came back because I realized that you guys probably missed me, and also because like I had to return with the milk, or he got abducted by aliens. Either one of them works.
Then he returned in the most unexpected way possible. One day in August 2021, a mysterious car pulled up in front of Vasile's old home. No one recognized the vehicle. The back door opened. Someone pushed out an old man. Before anyone could record the license plates, the car sped away. The man left standing there was Vasile Gorgos.
So he got abducted. Simple as that. Or he got kicked out of Romania because he was cheating. And the wife found out he had a family back here, and then she reported him to his like the police or whatever, and then like the brother-in-law. No, she reported to the family, and then the brother-in-law and the father kidnapped him and kicked him back. Yeah, pretty much makes sense.
He was now 93 years old. When his family saw him, they rushed outside. After 30 years, they were reunited. But everyone had the same question. Where was he for the last 30 years? When
I know what you're talking about. Bro, he was cheating, bro. He started a new life, and he got caught because the wife found out, and they took him back where he came from.
Asked where he had been, Vasile insisted that he was home the entire time.
Yeah, he's definitely crazy, man.
He had no memory of the last 30 years. Even stranger, he was wearing the same clothes from the day he disappeared. When they checked his pockets, he still had his train ticket from 1991. Both his clothes and his train ticket were in fairly good condition. His family thought he had a medical condition that affected his mind, but doctors found no major health problems.
He was described as being in very good health.
He got abducted by aliens then, bro. Simple as that. Or he's just playing, or he's just trying to act like he's an idiot. You know, so because we never really know if he's just trying to act like he doesn't know.
Issues, which were said to be nothing out of the ordinary for his age.
Investigators tried to trigger his memory. They asked about his childhood and adult life, and Vasile remembered a lot.
His memories from before his disappearance were reportedly mostly very clear.
He remembered events from decades earlier, but his memory stopped in 1991. It was
because he's just refusing to tell you guys.
The last 30 years were erased.
Or he just he got like went inside the train, and the train got isekai to another dimension, and he like, you know what I'm saying, he spent that 30 years, you know, trying to get stronger to defeat the Demon Lord, you know, typical isekai slop, and he defeated the Demon Lord, and then he got reincarnated back into his body, and he just appeared 30 years later. Simple as that. Makes the total amount of sense. Or he just asked for one last wish to go see his family before he dies, and then gets isekai back to the world. It probably what happened.
Their only lead was the mysterious car that dropped them off, but it led nowhere.
And the vehicle sped off before anyone could ask questions or see the driver.
Without new evidence, the investigation stalled again. The media picked up the story, and it went online. Internet internet users formed their own theories. Some believed Vasile was used in a secret government experiment. Afterward, they wiped his memory. Another theory claimed he was imprisoned in another country. Others had a more scandalous explanation.
Some speculated that he abandoned his old life to start anew, possibly with a lover, and that he returned home to make amends before his health deteriorated.
That's exactly what I said, bro. Whoever said that is a freaking genius. He's just like me. He thinks exactly like me.
None of the theories explained one.
That's exactly what I said, bro.
The same outfit and why his train ticket was still in his pocket.
Bro, because he's a genius manipulator, bro. It's not that hard, bro. Just take the clothes. I don't even take the things out of my pocket. Like if you were to check my pockets, it probably has the same thing I had. Like if I put something in my pocket, like a piece of paper, 3 weeks later, I'm gonna pick that pants up, and the piece of paper is still gonna be in there.
No one knows where Vasile Gorgos was for 30 years.
Bro, he just refuses to tell you guys.
And was never the same again. The unexplained case of Lars Matank. In 2014, a German man went on vacation with his friends. 8 days later, he was running through an airport in terror. As he ran, he yelled, "I don't want to die here." But here's the strangest part. No one was chasing him. So what was he running from? That man was 28-year-old Lars Matank. In June 2014, Lars traveled to Golden Sands Resort in Bulgaria. It was supposed to be
sounds nice.
For the first few days, Lars was reportedly in a good mood. Then on the 6th night, things went down.
It's always on the 6th night, bro. The night of the devil.
Lars separated from the group while they were out. Hours later, he returned with a
Of course he separated. He makes so much sense.
Strange story. He reportedly told his friends that he argued with men at a local bar. After leaving, he was ambushed.
He said that this group of men who he thought were either Russian or locals, so Bulgarians, had attacked him.
Lars believed the attackers were hired by the group in the bar whom he disagreed with. His friends didn't panic. Bar fights happened. They assumed it was just a bad night. The next day, Lars told his friends he visited a local doctor. He wanted to check for injuries. The doctor reportedly found a ruptured eardrum. It was likely caused by the fight. Lars was given an antibiotic to treat it, but that ear injury changed the direction of this story. Lars and his friends were scheduled to fly home to Germany the next day. The doctor advised Lars not to fly. He warned that a change in cabin air pressure could worsen the ear injury, so Lars stayed behind to recover. All his friends flew home. That was the last time they ever saw Lars, because after they left, his behavior changed completely. Lars checked into another hotel. That evening, he called his mother in Germany. He told her he did not feel safe. He repeated the story about the fight. Then he asked her to cancel his credit cards because he felt someone wanted to rob him. His mother tried to calm him down. After the call, she booked him a new flight for the next day. She hoped that would...
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If this is me, bro, screw what the doctor says, bro. If I just have to be partially deaf, I'm dipping, bro. I'm dipping, bro.
Feel better. The opposite happened.
Later that night and into the early hours of the next morning, surveillance cameras captured Matank pacing the hotel foyer, peering out the windows and seemingly hiding inside an elevator.
Lars looked jittery. A few hours later, he called his mother again. This time, he claimed he was being followed. Then he hung up. Around 6 in the morning, he called once more. He said he was at the airport for his flight. He told her he was glad to be there. His mother felt relieved.
Nah, suspicious. All of a sudden, he's feeling way better. That means something's happening. They probably caught him. They're probably right next to him. And you notice how he's on calling, not FaceTime? Yeah, bro. That boy's fried.
At the airport, Lars went to see a doctor for a final check before boarding. That's when the situation spiraled out of control. The doctor cleared him to fly, but something about Lars felt off.
The physician reported that Matank was acting strangely, really nervous and erratic.
Bro, because he's trying to dip, bro. He has people trying to kill him over some bar. Probably cheap. You know what I'm saying? He probably went to the bar, kind of drunk. Feel me? He went up to one of them ladies. He was like, "Oh, you looking mighty fine. If I were to shoot my shot like Devin Booker, would it go in?" And she probably said yes. You know what I'm saying? Now they started chatting it up. You know what I'm saying? Started vibing, and then guess what? Her husband came in and was like, started being instant now. Wants to get revenge on him, and like it's his fault. Like it's not really his fault. You know, he's just like it just all sort of happened. No Henry Nature stuff. Just all sort of happened.
Entered the room. Reports are unclear about who that man was. But the moment he saw the man, he panicked. He ran out of the doctor's office, leaving his phone, wallet, and passport behind. CCTV cameras captured Lars sprinting through the airport. Witnesses heard him yell, "I don't want to die here."
Bro, it's not his. Yep, this guy.
Climbed over a fence and disappeared into a nearby forest. Police searched nearby forests and surrounding streets. They found nothing. Lars was gone. After Lars' disappearance, his family was desperate. His mother filed a missing person report and hired a
Why would he leave? Why didn't he stay in the airport? That's way better than going to the forest. Now you just cooked.
private investigator. Lars' friends
I would have stayed with the doctor. I would have said, yeah, hey, doctor, you stay with me.
were questioned, but different friends offered different accounts, which in turn featured different details. Still, she couldn't find her son. Later, the CCTV footage of Lars running through the airport leaked. Millions watched it. Then the theories began. Some believed he suffered a head injury during the alleged bar fight.
Theory number 4, Matank had a concussion as a result of that fight.
You started seeing images. You started going crazy.
This caused psychosis. This is a possibility.
Others thought Lars wanted to run away and start a new life, so he staged everything.
For that, he planned his own disappearance.
Yeah, maybe true. That could also happen.
Simply does not want to be found.
His family strongly rejected that idea. They said Lars loved his life in Germany. There were darker theories.
That's not always the case.
It's also been suggested that Matank or his friends were working as drug mules, either voluntarily or forcibly.
But there was no evidence that they were involved in criminal activity. The most popular theory came from Lars's mother. She believed that he experienced a rare side effect from the antibiotic that he was prescribed for his ruptured eardrum. She thought the medication triggered a psychotic episode. She also believed the meds triggered amnesia, meaning Lars could still be alive in Bulgaria. He simply may not remember who he was. The footage of him running still haunts the internet, and the biggest question still lingers. Who was he running from in that airport? Up next is...
I mean, if you guys say, bro, just look at the guy that just questioned everybody that entered the airport when he started running. Freaking genius.
In modern history, and nobody has been able to explain it. The airplane that vanished.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I was just talking about that. It reminds me like the case with the guy that left for 30 years, like the airplane that vanished, like from 1912 or something, and came back. And like they came back, everybody inside the airplane was like perfectly fine, and the airplane was like the exact same airplane. And they saw that, everybody was different, and they just dipped again. I don't know if it's real or not. I don't think it's real. Unless they entered a worm hell. Unless they entered a wormhole.
It was a massive commercial aircraft.
It's always Boeing, bro. It's always Boeing. Like, I'm never riding a Boeing, bro. Whenever I hear Boeing, like, airplane disasters, it's always Boeing. Like, that one airplane that, like, flew over, like, the Pacific Ocean or something, and it's, like, just disappeared. Flight 1917 or something like that.
Simply vanished. Some called it the deadliest case of aircraft disappearance. But the real mystery wasn't the missing plane. It was what happened on board before it disappeared. The aircraft was Malaysia Airlines flight.
It's always Malaysia, man. Boeing in Malaysia.
2014,
Never seen me catching.
127 passengers and 12 crew members. It was headed to Beijing, China. The weather was
Beijing,
systems were tracking the plane. The pilots were in contact with Malaysian air traffic control.
Malaysian 370, climb flight level 350. Level 350, Malaysian 370.
38 minutes after takeoff, the chaos began. The plane was preparing to enter Vietnamese airspace.
Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.
And guess what? As soon as they switch, boom, it disappears. Yeah,
the final words from the pilots. Moments later, the plane disappeared from tracking.
Like I said.
Here's what that means. Commercial planes normally send out a signal to show their location. That signal allows controllers on the ground to monitor and guide the aircraft. On Flight 370, that signal stopped. That likely meant someone on...
Oh, is this the flight that 370? Oh, yeah, this is the one I was talking about. This is the one. I feel like this is the one where, like, from Malaysia, they had a Netflix documentary. I was watching it because I was grounded the other day. Not the other day, like, when it came out, bro. Like, apparently, like, they flew over, like, they were flowing over the ocean, and, like, just dipped. And then, like, they dipped, like, in that triangle that's, like, the most deadliest, cursed part of the ocean or whatever. And then people think that they sinked or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's always Boeing, though.
Satellite phones. No one answered. Authorities grew concerned. They alerted the Malaysian government. Soon after, the military activated its radar systems to search for the plane.
Unlike the radar system employed by air traffic control, long-range military...
I feel like they should have, like, a mandatory, like, radar, like, that just simply cannot be turned off no matter what you do. That's connected to, like, satellites in the earth that only the government can access. But who am I to say that, bro? I'm not, like, I just think that should be a good idea.
Military radar can detect a plane even if it stops sending signals.
Oh, never mind.
Aircraft 54 minutes after it vanished, but it was now hundreds of miles off course. Instead of continuing toward Beijing, it was flying in a completely different direction. That detail became central to the mystery. Planes do not change direction without reason. Some believe the plane was hijacked.
Yeah, the plane was definitely hijacked.
Contacted authorities demanding ransom. Minutes after
Nah, they don't need ransom. They did it for the love of the game, bro. You forget people be messed up, bro.
At that point, Malaysia Airlines released a press statement. Flight 370 was officially declared missing. Malaysian authorities launched a large-scale search.
Imagine you had a fear of flights, and then like your parents, and then like you have to go on a business trip, and like, bro, and then they're like, bro, use a flight. Come on, bro. It's like the most like because like planes are the most secured way of transporting, and then as soon as you use a plane, like that's the plane that decides to go missing. I would have been like I'm fried. Hey, if I ever like made it back alive, yeah, I don't care what you guys say. I'm never using a plane again.
Countries for help. About an hour later, satellite data located the plane. And now it was flying over the Indian Ocean. That made the situation far worse. Experts calculated that the plane was almost out of fuel. But the Indian Ocean is the third largest ocean in the world. There was no...
Oh, so simple. The plane, the pilots, right, hijacked the plane. Because they just like, you know what I'm saying, might have been suicidal, you know what I'm saying, might have been like a threat against Malaysia, and then they just started driving the plane like crazy, flying it like crazy, empty the gas out, they just wanted to empty the gas out, and then like just fall into the ocean and drown.
Where nearby to refuel.
Freaking genius, bro.
That way, it would likely crash into the ocean. So
yeah.
After the satellites lost contact, the plane was never seen again.
It's in the ocean. It's in the ocean.
Many reached the same conclusion.
It's in the ocean.
And that it was where the plane had exhausted its fuel.
The plane probably fell into the sea. Ships and helicopters were deployed to scan the ocean. Teams searched for debris and bodies, but they found nothing. As the search continued, investigators tried to figure out what happened inside the aircraft. Experts believe the plane was deliberately rerouted by someone on board. Police did a background check of everyone on the flight, but they found no red flags among the 200.
Of course they would. There's an imposter. Come on, man. He's just a very high level imposter. Level 5 new versus level 100 boss.
Passengers or the 12 crew. Investigators also searched the home of one of the pilots. On his computer, they found flight simulator software, which allowed someone to practice flying routes like virtual
Of course.
reality.
See, listen. Yeah, he's the imposter.
Coordinates on the flight simulator were similar to the direction the real plane went.
Yeah, he's the imposter. He wanted to take revenge in the world.
To some, this proved the pilot planned the hijacking.
Yeah.
That was hard to believe because detectives said the pilot had no history of odd behavior.
Bro, you don't need no history, bro. He just decided to do it for the love of the game. Anybody can wake up and be like yeah. No, it's always the people that's the most calm, the nicest people that be going through a lot. Just because they don't show it, doesn't mean they don't have it. That's why you should always check on your family members, friends, anybody. Because just because they seem okay and they should look like nothing's wrong with them, they could be going through a lot. So always check on your friends. It doesn't matter. Just be like yo, you okay? Like I'm here to talk. Simple as that. It doesn't hurt nobody and it can save a life. Remember that.
A year passed without clear answers. Then aircraft wreckage washed up on beaches along East Africa. Some pieces were positively identified as coming from Flight 370. The main wreckage, however, was never found. Malaysia did not give up. They said they were committed to providing closure to the families affected by this tragedy.
Yeah, because they were going to get sued like crazy.
Started and stopped. In December 2025, a new search was announced. Meanwhile, the public came up with wild theories.
CNN issued a survey that indicated...
Bro, the ocean is deep, alright? The ocean is extremely deep. It's probably I know. The ocean is very deep. So basically, if the plane crashed, it's probably sank all the way to the bottom, and there's no way that they can possibly get it. It's simple as that. It just sank all the way to the bottom. It's simple as that. It's obvious, bro. The pilot decided to just screw everybody over, drove the plane straight into the ocean, and it sank. It's Indian, third biggest ocean. Of course, it sank. They're probably not going to find it anytime soon. It's probably in the ocean somewhere.
Americans actually believed that aliens could have potentially
Bro, you really think that aliens could have hijacked the plane? We would have satellites. We would know that we would know that the aliens were there, bro. It's not like, come on, bro.
Until the main wreckage is found, we may never know what
It's deep in the ocean, bro.
Up next is a mystery where the crime is
Freaking
clear,
genius.
the suspect is known, but the ending doesn't make sense. The perfect hijacking.
Is it that like? Is that like that one guy that's like that like Ed Gein? No, not Ed Gein. That's the weird serial killer. It's like DB Boozer or something. DB something, and he like hijacked the plane and like he escaped and like nobody knows who he is.
But in November 1971, a man committed a crime that was simply impressive. The story began in an
Oh, it is that guy.
1971. A mysterious man paid cash for a one-way.
Well, it makes sense. Of course, back in the 70s and 60s, you could get away with anything. There was barely no cameras, and like all they had to do is go off of sketch memories. Like this guy, if you were just like committed enough and you were pretty smart, you could pull off anything you wanted in the 70s and 60s. Nowadays, no, you can't do that because you will simply get caught, and there's no way that like this will happen.
The name on his passport was Dan Cooper.
Yeah, Dan Cooper.
Male, he's got on a dark suit, black tie, carrying a briefcase.
In 1971, security checks were minimal, so we boarded the plane without any issues. The trouble began shortly after takeoff. Cooper handed a note to a flight attendant. It read, "I have a bomb in my briefcase." And
See, listen, bro. Nowadays you simply cannot bring a bomb onto the plane. It's simply almost impossible. And even if you did, the flight attendant would look at you and be like, "You're capping."
I want you to sit by me. The attendant stayed calm and followed his instructions. When she sat beside him, he opened the briefcase to prove he wasn't bluffing.
See, you really brought a bomb into the briefcase. See, in the 70s and 60s, you could get away with anything. Even the 80s, you could get away with almost anything. He was literally able to bring a bomb with a briefcase, bro.
Schaffner describes the contents of the briefcase.
That's why there was so much murders and serial killers and like just horrible and crimes in the 70s and 80s because you could get away with anything. If somebody were to rob you, somebody could rob your car, and if it's like dark outside and they had no cameras or no nothing, they're like, what does he look like? You like I don't know. He was pretty tall. It's pretty dark outside, and yeah. No. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And fingerprints, I don't think fingerprints tracing was like very like good back in the day. So, bro, you could get away with anything basically. I'm trying to say.
It looks like 8 sticks of dynamite, a battery, and a bunch
And the bombs could have been fake too. The flight attendant could have just been like, I mean, it's better to like overreact than to underreact. I think. I don't know.
He then gave his demands. He wanted 4 parachutes and $200,000 in $20 bills. That's about $1.7 million in today's money. Cooper wanted the police to deliver the ransom when the plane landed in Seattle. The attendant notified the captain. The captain alerted the ground crew. The FBI was contacted. After discussions, the authorities agreed to cooperate. They gathered the ransom money from a local bank and collected 4 parachutes from a flight school. And it was all done quietly. The other passengers on the flight had no idea they were in danger.
Finally, the plane landed at Seattle to
So how did he get the money then?
5:45 p.m. Surrounded by snipers, Cooper had the crew close the window shades.
The ransom and parachutes were handed over. The passengers were released.
Wait. Hold on. How did he just get the money? Where they just stored $200,000? Like, so where did he get the money from? I'm generally confused. Like, I think we skipped. They asked the FBI for money. The FBI agreed. And now he just has the money on the plane.
Cooper instructed the crew to stay
Okay.
They were his hostages. Then Cooper gave new instructions. He wanted them to fly him to Mexico City. The plane took off again. The FBI prepared to arrest him in Mexico City, but Cooper never planned to go that far. Somewhere over the dark forests of the Pacific Northwest, he made his move. He strapped the money around his waist.
He lowered the back stairs and jumped out of a speeding 727. Thousands of feet over the Pacific Northwest.
The crew watched as he vanished into the darkness below. The FBI mapped possible landings.
I heard that he was a good guy and even gave some of the money to like some of the people. I heard that he even gave some of the money to them, to the flight attendants. Like somebody was like, I need 20K. He was like, alright, and then just gave it to them. And he was just joking around with them.
Forests, rivers, and fields.
Pretty good guy.
No trace of Cooper, his parachute, or the money. Agents searched the hijacked.
He just scammed the government.
They also find Cooper's black clip-on tie and tie clip, some cigarette butts, and 2 of the 4 parachutes.
But the clues weren't useful.
In 1971, we don't have fingerprint databases.
Like I said, fingerprint databases.
We don't have DNA at this time.
Like I said, bro, you could get away with anything.
Their descriptions, they created a sketch of the hijacker. In the end, they investigated over 800 suspects, but none of them was the hijacker.
Yeah, they just had to sketch them, and he's like some, yeah, man, pretty tall, pretty brown. Just looks like a guy, man. Just looks like an African American. I mean, if he was Chinese, then they would have been fried. Yeah, they would have been fried. No offense to my Chinese people.
Then an 8-year-old child brought the mystery back to life. In 1980, a boy was playing along the Columbia River in Vancouver, Washington. Suddenly, he felt something fluffed up in the sand. The boy dug it and found bundles of cash. His parents took the money to the police. When officers checked the serial numbers, they matched the money Cooper jumped with. That meant Cooper lost some or all of the cash after landing. The discovery made the case even more popular. People began hoping they might find some of Cooper's money too. As the years passed,
True. Man, I would have been.
Perhaps Cooper didn't survive his jump from the plane.
And they had reasons.
After all, the parachute he used couldn't be steered, his clothing and footwear were unsuitable for a rough landing, and he had jumped into a wooded area at night.
Others had more extreme ideas. They believed the government
You got mutilated by a bear.
Arrested Cooper and hid the truth, but nothing could be confirmed. As the story spread, one reporter made a simple mistake. They misread Dan Cooper as D.B. Cooper.
Bro.
The name stuck. The world became obsessed with D.B. Cooper, the hijacker who jumped out of a plane. Soon, other criminals tried to copy him. They would hijack a plane, demand money and parachutes, and then jump out. It rarely ended well. Many were injured, and every single one was caught. Now and then, someone stepped forward claiming to be Cooper.
Donald Sylvester Murphy and William John Lewis were taken into federal custody.
Wait, what did they gain for? Like, they just want to say that they're Cooper so that they gain some popularity. I mean, sure, right? I don't know. I don't get what they get.
And selling his tell-all story to a tabloid.
To this day, no one knows what happened after D.B. Cooper jumped from that plane. Up next is one of the strangest medical mysteries in history: the disease that paralyzed millions. In the early 1900s, people around the world began freezing in place. A strange illness was turning people into statues.
The mannequin challenge? No.
Victims could hear and see everything around them, but they couldn't move a muscle. Doctors
Medusa?
hadn't seen anything like it. The first wave of patients arrived at hospitals in 1917. At first, the illness didn't seem that bad.
1917. Ooh. That's 100 years ago.
People just complained of headaches and extreme tiredness. Soon the tiredness became overwhelming. Victims fell asleep wherever they were. Families tried.
Simple. Give them a Red Bull. Give them a Red Bull, some Red 40. Put that in their blood. I tell you, they will be spiky. They will be energetic. Put some caffeine in it too. Add some fentanyl. That's really gonna give them a kick. That's gonna put a kick in it.
Shaking them awake, but nothing worked. Many remained in that deep sleep until they passed away. Some eventually woke up. They thought they were healed, but they weren't. The worst stage was about to begin. The majority of survivors faced the
they said like that disease called like Postoness or something, I don't know, like Proteanic, Polkana, and they had to be put in like this steel chamber or something. Yeah, man.
Final phase. They could no longer move, speak, blink, or react, but they remained fully aware.
While some had trouble
understanding, like a vegan, a vegetarian, or something like that.
They were mostly aware of every passing day.
Families described it as watching someone turn into a living statue.
Or a zombie, a mummy.
Around them and just unable to get their bodies to talk to their brains.
So their brains just stop connecting with their body. Simple as that. Their brains like cut off from their nervous system. If that ever happens to me, bro, hey, just end it, bro. There's no point in me living.
Frozen for months.
There's no point in me living.
For years. Doctors didn't understand the cause or how it spread, but they knew it was spreading fast. Within months, the disease spread far beyond the first hospitals. Europe, the United States, Central America, and India all reported cases. In 1919, it was a global crisis. To make matters worse, another pandemic was spreading at the same time. Many doctors believed the two were connected.
Some thought that the fact that the epidemic occurred at the same time as the Spanish flu pandemic was
Ooh, man, being alive back in that time must have been horrible.
too much of a coincidence.
But me, I'm pretty sure I would have tanked it, because I body anything.
More than 1 million people were infected infected with the statue disease. Half didn't survive.
Statue disease? Call it the mannequin disease. Sounds better.
Which is about a 50% fatality rate. The
Dang!
next day, the problem solved itself.
It infected tons of people and then almost completely disappeared.
Cause, bro, our body just adapted. Insert funk edit. No?
Cure or
Alright.
vaccine was created. The illness simply vanished. In 1930, there were barely any new cases, but those already infected stayed frozen for years.
GG's, bro. Your body didn't update in time. Rest in peace, y'all.
One patient who became sick at 11 years old stayed frozen for 70 years.
Yeah, bro, just end it, bro. Just end it, bro. 70 years, bro. Like, bro, 70 years sitting in place doing that, bro. I would be bored out of my mind, bro. That sucks, bro. 70. Yeah, bro, just end it. Just end it. 70 years just sitting there watching the work, bro. End it.
Studied the illness for decades.
Hey, GG's, bro.
No one knows what caused it.
There's probably some ticks. It's always ticks or fleas.
Or how it spread so fast. It remains one of the strangest medical mysteries of the 20th century. Every case on this list has one thing in common. Someone was there one moment and gone the next. No warning, no explanation, just an empty space where a person used to.
Yeah, why you making it seem like I'm the next victim? Hey, this is how all horror movies starts.
So my friends, say what you need to say while you still can. Visual venture.
This is why I live stream, so I will never be caught lacking. Hopefully. Hey, this is not a challenge, y'all. Please don't.
I have a video about disturbing mysteries solved by Reddit users. I talk about
Of course, bro. Reddit users are the GOAT, bro. You ever have a problem and some random Reddit user 11 years ago has a solution to your problem with everything and knows exactly what you're going through? Them GOATs. But anyway, y'all, that's the video done. You know what I'm saying? That pretty video was pretty creepy. Yeah. Might need to watch the Peppa Pig later to make me feel better. But anyway, y'all, that's it. Follow your boy on all forms of social media down there in the description. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Anyway, I'll see y'all boys and girls. You know what? I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to just say, hey, I'll see y'all. The GOAT is out. Ooh, Nas is out. Nas is out. Nazsir reacts.